This is Audible.
Super Mario. Hilarious Super Mario Bros. Jokes. Written by Game Guide Hero. Narrated by Jamin Bradley. Introduction. If you were an 80s or 90s kid, Super Mario would have been an inseparable part of your life. I mean, who doesn't know Mario? He was the king of computer games. I remember being so obsessed with the game as a kid that I would constantly keep thinking about it throughout the day. To be honest, my obsession with Mario affected my academics to an extent. Now, that may not be a thing I am too proud of, but looking back, it all seemed worth it. Kids loved pretty much all the characters, not just Mario. They included Mario's brother Luigi, Princess Peach, Bowser, Cranky Kong, Yoshi, and Toad. There are countless times where Mario has saved Peach from Bowser and other enemies. In fact, it was almost like a little love story going on between Mario and Peach. But it seemed like their story never got too far during the first few series, except that Peach would plant a friendly kiss on Mario's nose every time he would save her from Bowser. Mario had become the butt of all jokes, as he was considered the king of friend zones because of this. Mario's twin, Luigi, is a humble guy who is capable of doing almost the same things that Mario does. He can fight and even break walls with his fists, but he never grabbed the spotlight. Mario and Luigi were not just brothers, they were best pals. Then there was Bowser, whose original name was King Koopa, who played the bad guy in the game. He would try to set traps in order to get a hold of Peach, but Mario always came to her rescue. Mario, the sweet-looking guy in blue overalls, was a hilarious guy. Although his main occupation was that of a plumber, we have never seen him doing any plumbing work. I could go on and on about the Mario game, and it would be a never-ending story. I wanted to come up with a Super Mario joke book, which is not only funny, but would also take you down memory lane. After all, Mario was such an important part of our childhood that this book had to be memorable. A lot of us seem to think we know everything about Mario, but that's not actually true for most. For some of you, the Mario trivia in this book will come as a pleasant surprise. This book is pretty much all that you wanted to know about your most adored character, Super Mario. This guide not only gives you a sneak peek of Mario's world, but also promises to give you much-needed laughter therapy. It is our aim to refresh our readers' minds by indulging them into some really lighthearted happiness-inducing Super Mario jokes. So, let's start flipping through the pages of this hilarious joke book. I hope you enjoy it. Chapter 1. Super Mario Trivia. You think you know everything about the Super Mario Bros? Well, think again. This ultra-popular game, which has been around for more than 31 years, has a lot of interesting facts that I bet most of you didn't know about. Keep listening to find out what you missed knowing about the Mario Bros. For all these years. Number 1. Did you know that the character of Mario was designed by Shigeru Miyamoto and first appeared in 1981? Miyamoto created his first ever title called Donkey Kong, in which Mario was featured. Donkey Kong became extremely popular and took Miyamoto to new heights of glory. Number 2. Did you know that Mario was originally named the Jumpman? Later, Nintendo's office decided to have a better name for the release of the game. While in a discussion, they were interrupted by Mario Segale, Nintendo's U.S. office's landlord, and they decided to name the character after him. Number 3. For all of you who think Mario was always a plumber, you are wrong. He had originally appeared as a carpenter in the first few episodes. Later, he was also shown as a doctor in an episode titled Dr. Mario in 1990. Number 4. We have all seen Mario hatless many times, but not many of you know that Mario was originally shown bald in the early episodes. In fact, a lot of artists drew him as a balding character. It's possible that Mario may have bought himself a really good wig after he started getting some money on consoles. You ever wondered why Mario's hair and mustache are in different colors? This may explain it all. Number 5. Yes, there's quite a resemblance between Mario and his brother Luigi, and that's because they are twins. Although the early 1990s cartoons give an impression that the brothers hail from New York City, they were actually born in Mushroom Kingdom. In one of the early episodes, a stork is shown delivering twins to a toadstool, which are strikingly similar to the ones on Peach's realm. However, we can still call Mario the elder brother because he seems to be the first one to have left his bundle. Number 6. The ever-helping, kind-hearted Mario had once played a bad guy. In his second gaming experience, called Donkey Kong Jr., he did something he had never done. He played the bad guy. Mario sets up a deadly trap for Donkey Kong to punish him for his crimes. However, in the nick of time, Donkey Kong's son tries very hard to save his father, but Mario shows no regard for Junior's life. According to creator Miyamoto, he wanted to show some shades of gray in both Donkey Kong and Mario's character. Of course, they weren't shown as someone totally bad or good. Number 7. I know it appears as if Mario is hitting the bricks with his head, but he is actually using his fists. Jumping and smashing the bricks is one of the highlights of the Super Mario game. Once you get a hang of the game, you can make Mario hit the bricks countless times, and owing to that rapid movement, it appears as if Mario is using his head to hit the bricks. The next time you play the game, freeze it for a moment, and if you observe closely, you will clearly see his fists touching the bricks instead of his head. Number 8. Sometimes it may become difficult to spot changes in a woman's clothing. The same goes with Princess Peach. Although Peach appears to be wearing the same pink and peach dress throughout the series, her dress was actually swapped. If you notice carefully, her dress in the first few episodes and throughout the N64 span was the same. But her clothing underwent a change during Super Mario Sunshine series, where the hemline of the dress was cut out and instead a dark pink pannier was added to the waistline. This look has remained constant up until today. Number 9. Although it appears like Bowser and Mario are the only ones who are at loggerheads with each other, there are a bunch of other guys that had played the lead villain. One of the strangest of all characters was the purple alien called Tatanga. He kidnaps Daisy in a game launch episode called Super Mario Land. After that series, he disappeared completely, only to appear for the final time playing the leader of the space stages in 6 golden coins. Number 10. Mario's look, which has been greatly appreciated throughout the years, was actually a result of graphical hardware limitations during that time. The super cool look that Mario sported wasn't something the makers had expected to gain popularity, but it did. He wears a hat, a thick mustache that enhances his already big nose, and a pair of comfortable dungarees, which allow his arm movements to be noticeable. Since realistic hair was hard to portray, Mario was given a hat to wear and a thick layer of dark mustache hair. Number 11. The ghostly book enemies that are featured in Super Mario 64 are inspired by co-designer and wife of Takashi Tezuka. While speaking to Nintendo Power magazine, Miyamoto had said, Mr. Tezuka thought of this idea where he wanted to put a character like his wife in the game. He described his wife as generally quiet, but would explode at the slightest of provocation. She would always be mad at her husband for having spent most of his time at work. On the same lines, the Mario series now has a character that appears to shrink the moment Mario glances at it, but grows huge as soon as Mario turns away. Number 12. Did you know a fun fact? The chomp enemies that appear in Super Mario Bros. 3 seem like black steel balls that have sharp teeth. These were inspired by a rather interesting incident during Miyamoto's childhood days. One day, Miyamoto was chased by his neighbor's dog, and he pursued him hard until his chain was yanked back by his master. This incident inspired Miyamoto to create the appearance of chomp enemies. Number 13. Everyone knows that Sega supported Nintendo by lending Sonic, so it was obvious that Nintendo would want to pay him back with a Super Mario cameo. In an interview, it was revealed that Mario was actually being considered to portray the mascot racer for Sega All-Stars Racing. However, the idea was scrapped as they wanted to make the Olympic title a bit more unique. Surprisingly, former characters Kazooie and Banjo ended up starring in a new 360 version. Number 14. How many of you all knew that Bowser's actual name is King Koopa? I bet you didn't know this. The first series of Super Mario came with a lot of Mario mythology, although most of it has been now abandoned, like Bowser's mythological name was King Koopa, which is a Japanese translation of his name. Although the world knows him by the name Bowser, his title would always be the King of Koopa. Chapter 2. Super Mario Jokes. Joke number 1. The sheriff walks into the questioning room and sees Mario sitting on a chair. With a surprised face, the sheriff asks his assistant, "What's he doing here?" The assistant says, "We found him, lying in the bushes. He said he was attempting to save some princess, and also claims that some turtles were chasing him. We thought he was lying, but then we found all these mushrooms in the glove box, and it made sense." Joke number 2. Mario walks into a restaurant and orders some food for himself and merrily eats his meal. When the waiter returns, he's stunned to see a giant Mario struggling to find space to sit. Looking at the waiter's reaction, he blurts, "Told you, without the shrooms." Joke number 3. Mario goes to the doctor to get an x-ray of his knees. The doctor comes out with the reports and asks Mario to sit down. He says, "Mario, I am really sorry your x-ray states that your knees are totally shot." Mario says, "I think the years I put into Save Peach had to take a toll on them." Joke number 4. There are heavy rains outside with thunderstorms and lightning. As Mario is about to make himself a cup of tea, his doorbell rings. Mario opens the door and is pleasantly surprised to find Peach at his doorstep. Looking at her lovingly, Mario asks, "Hello, Princess. What a surprise that you are here. Let me guess, you are here with regards to some ungodly force attempting to destroy Prism Island. I knew it. Don't worry. I will just put on my hat and come save you." Just as Mario turns around to grab his hat, Princess Peach snaps at him. "Mario, are you out of your mind? Screw everything. It's freaking raining. Let me in." Joke number 5. So Mario saves Peach yet again from the monsters. Peach lovingly looks at him and says, "Mario, thank you again. Would you like to have some cake? Let's go to my castle, and I shall bake you one." Mario and Peach go back to her castle and start making out. After a while, Mario looks into Peach's eyes very lovingly and says, Peach, how about the cake?" Joke number 6. A father walks into his 7-year-old son's bedroom to greet him a good morning. Surprised by the frustrated look on his son's face, he asks, "Hey, Jason, what's wrong? You seem upset." Jason says, "Dad, Mario's so stupid." Dad asks, "What makes you say so?" Son snaps, "Dad, this guy can bash bricks with his head, but dies when he touches a dang turtle." Joke number 7. What would Mario be like if he was assigned a job as a plumber? So someone asks him to fix their commode. Hearing a loud thud from the bathroom, the homeowner comes rushing to see what happened. Looking at the mess in the bathroom, he asks Mario, "Oh, what have you done?" And here's what Mario says, "I punched it hard several times using my fist and tried hard to jump over it. And now I think I may have exhausted my skill set limits." Joke number 8. Mario gets employed as a plumber and is trying his hands at fixing a leaking tap. On spotting him struggle with this task, Luigi comes up to him and asks, "What's wrong?" Mario replies, "Bro, I have no clue how to fix this dang leaking tap." Luigi looks at him in dismay and snaps, "That's what you get when you don't practice your own profession." Joke number 9. Mario spots Peach hiding behind Bowser, scared and trembling. Mario quickly runs towards Bowser and says, "Oh, there you are, at it again. You really think you can take away the princess, and I wouldn't know?" Bowser, who's standing beside a leaking pipe, turns around and says, You know I don't give a hoot about your beloved princess, but you leave me with no choice, really. Mario looks at Bowser with a questioning face. Now that's the only way I can find a decent plumber, says Bowser. Joke number 10. Mario and Luigi are sitting in a bar, sipping a glass of wine. Mario looks like he's reminiscing on something. Luigi, you know I always run to save the princess. It kind of reminds me of my ex. Luigi laughs at this and says, You know King Koopa reminds me of your last girlfriend, too. Joke number 11. Luigi and Mario decide to visit the Mushroom Kingdom to see their mom. On their way home, Luigi tells Mario, You know we are brothers and we do pretty much everything together, but no one remembers me. It's like I don't exist at all. Mario speaks in a convincing tone. Hey, brother, don't you ever berate yourself like that. Everyone remembers you. On reaching home, they ring the doorbell and their mother opens the door. Hello, my Mario bros, she says empathetically. Luigi says, Mama, you don't even remember my name. Mom quickly replies, Of course I do, my green Mario. Joke number 12. Mario and Luigi are sitting on a porch one evening. Mario, who seems like he's on a boasting spree, says, Hey, Luigi, you know what? I am the king. What makes you say so, Mario? asks Luigi. Because I want to go out of my way and save the princess. She's always so thankful and then kisses me on the nose. Luigi lets out a sigh and snaps, Yes, you are a king. The king of Friend Zone. Joke number 13. Daddy, where do small babies come from? Asks Bowser Jr. Bowser looks like he's a little taken aback by his son's question, but decides to reply anyway. Nintendo makes them, so they can fill in the Mario Kart. Joke number 14. Mario and Luigi are out on a stroll, and Luigi spots something behind the trees. He rushes towards the tree to find out. Mario! Mario! Screams Luigi. Look what I found! 2 baby bros popped out of this portal, and they look exactly like us. Mario runs towards Luigi, and they both feel overwhelmed, finding a striking resemblance between them and the babies. Do you know what this means, Mario? asks Luigi. Yes! This means we can totally race them. Joke number 15. Princess Peach was constantly giggling over something all by herself when her friend spots her. The friend goes up to her and wonders what she's laughing about. Just then, the friend also spots Mario trying to fight a few bad guys around the castle. Still wondering what Princess Peach is giggling over, the friend asks her, Peach, are you okay? Poor Mario is in a terrible fight with some of the people in the castle. That's only so he could save you, and here you are, laughing over it? Peach, still unable to control her giggle, says, You know he's got the wrong castle. Joke number 16. A seemingly frustrated Bowser is sitting on a chair and banging his fists on a table. Seeing this, one of his troop men goes up to him and asks, Boss, what's the matter? Bowser says in an angry voice, You know I've tried everything. Every time I kidnap Princess Peach, that Mario guy comes and saves her. Every single time. Well, then maybe you should think of a plan that doesn't involve Peach. Joke number 17. Yoshi and Mario are having lunch together on a lazy afternoon. Yoshi seems to be in a bit of a philosophical mood. Lost in his thoughts, he suddenly comes back to his senses after Mario pats him on the back. Mario asks, Hey Yoshi, what are you thinking so deeply about? Yoshi looks at him and says, You know that saying, bro? If you love something, set it free? Mario nods affirmatively. And if it doesn't return, there's always a cliff ahead. Joke number 18. Mario and Luigi are remembering their old days as kids. Years ago, Mario told Luigi, Hey bro, I can't wait to grow up. I mean, you can just do whatever you want. Earn a lot of money, just lie around and have pretty women wanting to marry us. Thinking back on this memory, Mario said, Luigi, remember when we used to dream about our adulthood and couldn't wait to grow up? Luigi looks at Mario in dismay and says, Oh yes, Back then, when we were really stupid? Joke number 19. Remember him, guys? Asks the high school professor, pointing towards a picture of Mario. Everybody starts nodding affirmatively. The professor pauses for a couple of seconds and says, Congratulations! It means you had a lonely childhood playing this game on a 2-player mode looking for companionship. Joke number 20. A father and his 7-year-old son were watching the Mario game. The son asks, Dad, what does Mario do for a living? To which the father replies, He's a plumber, sweetheart. Son looks at the father and vehemently denies the fact, saying, No, Dad, that's false. If Mario knew how to fix those pipes, he wouldn't fall into them. Joke 21. Dad, calls out Jake. Yes, my boy. Are you done playing Super Mario? Yes, Dad. Have you ever thought, why would Princess Peach get locked in a castle so many times? I think it's because Princess Peach wants to be with Bowser, and Mario is the one trying to take her away from him. Joke 22. Toad comes walking through the door, looking all exhausted, and says,
Mario, that was so tough, I thought I was going to die. But you know I made it. Now everyone will call me a hero when I get back the treasure.
To which Mario says, That's brave of you, Toad, but the treasure is not in this castle.
What?
Exclaims Toad. Now you know that this is what it feels like, sighs Mario. Joke 23. Mario and Luigi kidnap Bowser Jr. They tie him up around a tree, put tape over his mouth, and decide to call Bowser. Bowser, you're speaking to Mario. You know we have your son with us. If you want him back, you need to shell out $1 million. We will let you know the time and location. Bowser replies from the other end of the phone. On hearing his reply, Mario retorts, What? No, we can't trade him for Peach. You don't understand. We want the money. Saving Peach is just a side business. Conclusion. I sincerely hope that this joke book was as entertaining as the game. I wouldn't certainly want to call this a mere joke book, and I know you all will agree with me. How many of you were surprised after reading some of the facts about the Super Mario series? Wasn't it fun to know so many things about Mario that you didn't have a clue about? There are several video games in the market today, but not one can beat the legacy of Super Mario. No matter how old you get, you will always want to play the Super Mario game. A major reason for his popularity, even today, could be because of his simplicity towards life. He's not your conventional superhero who has some awesome army following him. He's a regular guy who tries his best to save a damsel in distress, Princess Peach, every single time she gets kidnapped by the bad guy. Sometimes the characters in the games are too complex to remember. For instance, you ask a woman if she knows who Commander Shepard is, and she wouldn't have a clue. On the other hand, Super Mario is a fairly easy character to remember. But that doesn't mean he's a boring guy. In fact, he is one of the most fun and interesting characters that leads a simple life. I always wanted this book to be extremely special for all the Super Mario lovers. Some of the characters from the series have evolved a lot over the years, but you can still relate to them easily. Super Mario's world has always been so colorful. With the introduction of the 3D version of the game, it became even more popular among the younger generation. The game was designed in a way that everything seems so real on screen. I'm hoping you had great fun reading this book, and it managed to put a smile on your face. Amidst today's busy life, all we want is to have a good time playing a quality game. And what better way to spend it playing a Super Mario game or listening to a Mario joke book like this one? This has been Super Mario, hilarious Super Mario Bros. Jokes. Written by Game Guide Hero. Narrated by Jamin Bradley. Copyright 2017 by Healing Habits Publishing, LLC. Production copyright 2017 by Healing Habits Publishing, LLC.